Hi, so we've got Carol here today, one of our amazing members from Hervey Bay. We're ready to go, yeah? Let's do it. So Carol, what made you decide it was time to make a change, would you say? Did you feel like that you needed to make a change or with training? What would you say about that?
I think for me, it's coming back to training because I used to train and then went off traveling around Australia and sort of as you say, dropped the ball and thought it was about time I get back into it again.
Right,
So,
nice. Very good, very good. Yeah, I do remember you saying about your running and stuff like that.
mm.
What challenges were you facing before joining? So,
I'm not a gym person, even though I've done weights beforehand. I don't really like going to a gym. I used to go to a girlfriend's house who was a PT trainer and do it for her. I like the I don't like the gym atmosphere. Do you know what I mean? I like what we've got with you because it's like having a personal trainer. It's like almost like a one-on-one, and I like that, you know what I mean? So that's why I liked what we do now.
fair enough, fair enough. How did you, do you remember how your first workout felt at all?
Yes, very hard
Oh, okay.
because I hadn't done one for a little while. So, and I didn't realize how unfit I'd become in such a short time.
Right, okay. Um, but would you say, well, obviously, I guess with training, you know how you can always do your own level as well. So you probably, I guess, if you are new to it, you can always choose your own level, I guess. But you
Yes.
probably felt like you were up here, and you probably slipped a little bit, obviously. And then that
Yes.
probably, yeah, you probably got a bit of a shock, maybe. Hey, maybe. um, it's yeah, but yeah, because I think that's what happens to people if you have a bit of time off, and it can only like some people can have 6 weeks off, and which
Mm,
isn't a huge amount of time, but in training it kind of is. You know what I mean? You can really
yes.
almost go back to ground zero. In saying that, um, like you pick it up pretty quick. Like you would have noticed, your fitness would have come
Yep.
back up really quick. Your strength takes a
Yes.
little bit, but it does come up. Pretty quick. Both strengths and fitness come back fairly quickly when if you've been a consistent trainer before, that's for
Yep.
sure.
Yep.
Um, what was was there a moment you realised this is really working? What would you say?
Um, Basically, how I noticed the difference was when I first started out, I was using no weights. So
Right.
then I used my little 3 kilo weights. Now I'm doing 5 kilo weights. But not only that, but see, it's also helped with my running too as well, getting my fitness up for running. And I suppose I'm one of the lucky people. I don't need to run every day or every second day. I can, even take a week off and still go out and do 5 to 8 Ks because I've ran since I was about 20. So
Yeah. Right.
lucky.
Yeah.
So
Definitely. And probably consistent. To be fair, like that's probably
yeah,
built a kind of resistance to it, if you know what I mean, like
yeah,
a fitness.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because I have done marathons and half marathons. So, like I said,
Mm,
I've been running since I was about 20. Took up running to improve my squash, but liked running better than squash.
fair
So,
enough. What's something surprising you discovered about yourself along the way? What would you say? Is there anything you can think of?
um, I think with me, like you're saying, with when you train, you can choose different levels. I think I'm the type of person that always goes to the harder level. You know what I mean? I think it's the fact that that's just in my makeup. I don't choose the easier way. I like to go the hard way. Whether that's a
Yeah,
running thing, I don't know, but that's just how I've always been. So
that's good. It's a good way. Usually, if
yeah.
you choose the hard path, it ends up easier long term
Yeah.
than
Yeah,
choosing the easy path, and it ends up harder long term. If that makes
that's
sense.
right. Yeah.
Did you ever feel like giving up, and what kept you going? Would you say? What would you say about that one,
Um,
Carol?
I actually say I've never felt like giving up because I feel like I'm doing it on my terms because I can choose what I do, like you say, at 6 o'clock in the morning, 8 o'clock in the morning, 7 o'clock, depending on what sort of night's sleep I've had, how I'm feeling. So that way, I think that's what kept me motivated, and also the variety of exercise classes too. Also, if I'm finding that like something doesn't suit me, I just come at a different time to something that I like. Relative for me,
Nice. Yeah. And there's no pressure as long as you kind of turn up, isn't it? Really, that's like,
That's right.
it's
Yeah,
still even
yeah,
then, it's up to you really at the end of the day.
that's
But
right.
like, I definitely try and keep people accountable as well. So I think I've heard people say that, oh, I couldn't train online because I wouldn't turn up. Well, if you would
I
turn
see.
up
I'm the
to
opposite.
somebody's house, or if you would turn up
Mm,
to a gym, why wouldn't you get up and switch on? Especially if somebody's
yeah.
going to keep you accountable. Like, I contact you guys and stuff. If I didn't, yeah, you probably would drop off. But I guess if you were training with a trainer and they didn't contact you, you'd probably drop off too.
And
Like,
I suppose being a runner, see, I like running on my own. I like go out and run on my own. I've always done that, so I've always liked that aspect of it. And I think same with training, getting into a car, driving to a gym, getting out, and then even though you do get a program, you do work on your own once you get to the gym. Because I have done gym work, and
yeah,
that's probably what I don't like about it. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's why I like what we do.
yeah, yeah. There you go. Yeah, a lot of people would think the opposite, but yeah, I think,
Yeah,
yeah,
no.
I know some people that have, like, that have actually left gyms to join this. So
Yes,
it's
yes.
obviously got something to it. Um, what's been your biggest win on or off the scale? Or it could be like, as far as getting back into running, it could be, what would you say?
I think with me, I think I lost about like say 5 kilos, but I've plateaued out now, which is good. But I've probably lost more inches because the 5 kilos I've lost, I've probably how would you say, gained more muscle. And my reasoning of doing this is I love running, but I do gym work for a totally different reason. I do it for, how would you say, building muscle. So as I get older, supporting my frame, that I won't be one of them, not being terrible, little old ladies in an aged care facility that can't put her shoes on and things like that. Or fall over and have a hip problem. That's my biggest thing of doing weights and stuff like that, is to keep me healthy as I get older and to be able to do the things I want to do,
Yeah, I
like
reckon
running.
yeah. And even if it's not running, just being mobile, you know what I mean? Just being
Yes,
able to
exactly.
travel and not
Yeah,
need a friggin' Zimmer frame or being in a
that's right.
wheelchair or, you know
Yeah,
what I mean?
exactly.
Unable to train because, unable to travel because, or like see things and spend time with your
Yeah,
grandkids or whatever because
exactly.
you've just got to be in a chair all the time. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, that's fair. I know that kind of scares me. I'm the same. I want to stay fit and mobile for as long as I
Yes,
possibly can.
exactly.
Um, how has this transformation changed your daily life or confidence? What would you say is that, yeah, I'm not sure if that's, anyway, what do you think of that?
Um, I think it actually gives me a bit more confidence in myself, and I'm going to say appearance wise, you know what I mean? So yeah, so that helps as you get older too as well. You know what I mean? Like you feel like, well, I look all right for my age, so you know what I mean? So that helps. So that's how
Very
I
good.
would put it.
Um, and what's something you can do now that you never thought you could do? What would you say?
Um, like I said, I'd done weights before, but this is probably more consistent, even though I only do about 3 days a week. But then I try and run at least 2 to 3 days a week too as well. You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
I suppose when I was younger, I used to say, if I can run when I'm 50, I'll be happy. And then it was, if I can run when I'm 60, I'll be happy. And now I'm going, well, if I can run when I'm 70, I'll be happy, which is not far off. So yeah,
so good.
yeah.
So
So,
good.
yeah. So
Very
that's
impressive.
that's how I
Yeah,
feel. Yeah.
very impressive, Carol. I like that. I like that. That's really cool. Um, uh, what advice would you give someone who's nervous about starting? What would you say?
Oh, I tell them just go, because you're going to be at your own house. You've only got yourself and the person that's seeing like you on the screen. So you're not going to be in a room full of people that maybe you don't know and feeling a bit apprehensive about like maybe how you look or what you do. So yeah, so I'm just going to hang up that one. Oh. Yeah, so that's what I would say. Just go for it.
Yeah, and everyone's so kind and caring. Like
Mm.
you can't see them anyway, but like you hear people talking, and no one's ever
No,
disrespectful. Everyone's very supportive and kind to
yeah,
each other. Like everyone's,
yeah,
you know, if you do something good, they're all like very supportive
yes.
and really impressed with what you do. That no one's like,
And
oh my God, no one's
I
catty or
no,
anything
I
like that.
think you find in your situation with the group of ladies and men that you have, even though we're all doing it on our own, we sort of like how would you say, are very supportive to the people that are on the screen because we're all in the same boat, and
Yeah,
that's what it's all about, you
yeah.
know. So
Yeah, I've seen lots of people catching up, and well, you've caught
yeah,
up with Gaynor and stuff. You know what I
yeah,
mean? Like there's
yeah,
lots of people caught up, and becoming making friendships,
yeah,
and even if they catch up and get to know each other, that's great as well. And like
yeah,
the weekend on Saturday, we had 10 people come together down in Sydney, so
yeah.
I think that's pretty cool. Yeah, certainly not intimidating in any way.
No, no.
Um, what's your go-to workout song? What would you say for that one?
I'd have to say, believe it or not, and I don't think you play it, but when I run, I'm always listening to AC/DC back in black.
Okay, I'll remember that one. I'll
Yeah.
remember that one. I don't think you've
Yeah.
requested that before. I don't think.
No, I haven't, because that's my running song. When I go out, I always
Right.
listen to
Okay. Yeah, I was going to say
AC/DC.
that
Yeah.
doesn't sound familiar to me.
No, no,
I know people requested that, but not you. And so yeah, there you
no,
go.
no, no.
You've picked a different workout song when we've had those kind of
Yes,
things.
yeah.
One healthy habit you thought that you'd enjoy, that you never thought you'd enjoy, I should say, but now you love. Is there anything you can think of?
Um, no, because I've always been pretty healthy in the way of eating and drinking, or those sort of aspects. I mean, and I've always been fairly consistent with exercise and stuff like that. Um, so for me, I think it's just being able to do it constantly later on in life.
Yeah,
Yes,
consistently, and not
yeah,
being intimidated doing it, and having flexibility to do it, I guess,
that's
probably by
right.
the sounds
Yeah,
of things.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. I think probably a lot of people wouldn't think that they would have that with online training, but yeah,
No,
it's more flexible than training in a gym, that's for sure.
but yeah,
Because
that's yeah.
you could train from anywhere in the world or anywhere in Australia where you might have a gym membership that's got like lots of gyms around Australia, but you won't be training with the same crew. That's for
No,
sure. If you've got
no,
a Sydney membership, you go to Brisbane, you're not going to be training with the same people. That's
no.
but when you do that, so I guess that builds relationships, because if you're a fly in fly out person, or if you're like if you're going to stay with with your daughter and you're looking after your
Yeah.
grandkids and stuff, you can be there training there as well. I guess that you just can't do that with the gym
No,
membership, that's for
no.
sure. Yeah, yeah. Sometimes I don't think about those things, and then when you hear people say stuff, you're thinking, yeah, that's you see the value of it yourself
Yeah,
sometimes.
yeah. Well, I'll have my grandkids next week, so they'll be here when I'm training with
Right.
me.
Very good. Very
Yeah.
good.
So.
Have you got anything else you'd like to add about your training or anything like that? Or
No,
yeah,
just that, yeah, I've really enjoyed it. Of course, like I don't enjoy all the classes. There's some classes I enjoy more than others, but
yeah,
that's probably like you said, like it's like you're saying, like Pilates and stuff like that. I mean, and yoga. I've tried all them, and I will still keep having a go every now and then, but I'm more into the weights. The circuit, I love the circuit because it's sort of like fast go. The time flies, you know what I mean? And I think because you have so many exercises to do. So I've always
yeah,
been like, played squash, ran, always done all the fasty sort of stuff, you know what I mean? So
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Which I shouldn't be. I'm an Aquarius, so I should be calm, cool, and collected and doing yoga.
But the good thing
But
is
not.
that's why I've put in so many things, because you can't
Mm,
please everybody. And when I just had the
no.
circuits when we first started, obviously
Yeah.
I had lots of people asking for different things, and then we've just introduced more and more things, so it kind of
Mm,
appeals to lots of people, because you know
that's
what I
right.
mean. Like some people just love dancing, some people just
Yes.
love stretch classes, some people just like weights. You know, I've got
Yeah.
lots of women that just want to do weights. And there's some that hate weights
Yes.
because they're worried
Yes.
that they're going to end
Yes.
up, you know,
No.
building up or
No.
whatever. And then there's
No.
others
They
that
won't.
love
Yeah.
love that. Some love the boxing. You know, like
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
it's
I
kind
like
of
the
really
boxing.
cool
I love
like
the
that.
weights. You know, I like the resistant band. I like ABT, which should be TBA, not ABT. Stop for frozen. You know why it should be TBA? Because that's how we do it
Yeah,
when we not ABT.
that's
So,
right. That's right. I
but
knew what
yeah.
you're saying
So
straight
yeah,
away.
yeah, yeah.
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 Very
Sorry.
good. Very good. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
I haven't said to you, but you've been freezing a little bit through the thing, but
Yes. I just
yeah, I
saw
can
it.
see you freezing a bit now, but you froze a bit then. But I've been able to manage to hear what you're saying, so that's the main thing.
Good.
But well, that was great, Carol. I'm not really sure.
Okay.
I've asked all the questions. We got through them
Yeah.
pretty
Good.
quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, how good's that? Well,
Yeah.
thanks so much. Thanks so much
That's all right.
for giving us your time. I'll stop
No.
it. I'll stop this. Hang on. I'll stop it. Yeah, there we go.